You are welcome to class. Today we are going to be seeing how to use the method of completing the square to solve a quadratic equation. So when you are given a quadratic equation that cannot be solved by factorization method, we can use the method of completing the square to solve it. So let's see the method with an example now. We're asked to solve the equation 2x squared minus 3x minus 6 equal to 0. And we are to leave our answer correct to 2 decimal places. So let's go ahead now and see how to use the completing the square method. So the first step is that we are going to move the constant, which is minus 6, to the other side of the equation. And how do we do that? We'll just add 6 to both sides. So we'll have 2x squared minus 3x equal to 6. So let's see the next step. The next step now is that we are going to divide through the equation in step 1 by the coefficient of x squared. And the coefficient of x squared is 2. So if we divide through by 2, we'll have x squared minus 3 over 2. Then we'll put our x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, now let's see the next step. Now the next step is that we are going to make the left hand side the perfect square. How are we going to do that? We'll do that by adding the square of half the coefficient of x. We'll add it to both sides of the equation. Now the coefficient of x there is minus 3 over 2. So half of minus 3 over 2 is minus 3 over 4. So we are going to add minus 3 over 4, the square of minus 3 over 4, and we'll add it to both sides of the equation. So we'll have minus 3 over 4, the square of it, that is raised to power 2, equal to, go to the other side of the equation, 3 plus, we'll still add the square of minus 3 over 4, add it to both sides. Now the left hand side is now a perfect square, and when we factorize that, we are going to have, we open our bracket, x minus 3 over 4, we'll close our brackets and we square. So when we expand this bracket, we are going to get the left hand side above. So let's simplify this other side. Plus, now minus 3 raised to power 2 is 9 and 4 raised to power 2 is 16. So when we simplify that side, we still have 57 over 16, which I believe simplifying it should not be a problem to you. So now the next step is that we are going to remove the square from the left hand side, and if we want to remove a square, we take the square root of both sides. So if we do that, we have x minus 3 over 4 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 57 all over the square root of 16, which simplifies to square root of 57, that is the value right there, and the square root of 16 is 4. Now we are going to add 3 over 4 to both sides of the equation, and we split the signs. So plus will stand on its own over 4, or the one of minus, so it will be 3 over 4 minus 7.549 over 4. So we splitted the plus or minus, and when we simplify, our x is 2.64 or minus 1.14. Okay, let's see another example just to make sure we understand this step properly. So we are to solve y open bracket y minus 3 close bracket equals to y minus 1. We use completing the square method, and we leave our answer in solved form. So since there's a bracket, the first thing we are going to do, if we open the bracket of the left hand side, and when we do that, we have y squared minus 3y, everything equals to y minus 1. So we subtract y from both sides of the equation. We have y squared minus 3y minus y equals to minus 1. We simplify minus 3 and minus 3y minus y is minus 4y. Now already the constant is on the other side of the equation, and the coefficient of y squared is 1. So we just jump to step 3. We add square of half the coefficient of y to both sides. So half of minus 4 is minus 2. So we are going to add minus 2, the square of minus 2 to both sides. So let's add it to this left hand side. Now let's add it now to the right hand side, which will be minus 1 plus minus 2 square. And when you factorize the left hand side, you have y minus 2, everything squared, equal to minus 1 plus minus 2 square is 4, and minus 1 plus 4 is 3. So to remove the square, we take the square root of both sides. So we have y minus 2 equals to plus or minus square root of 3. Now we add 2 to both sides of the equation, and we have 2 plus or minus square root of 3. So we can now split it now. Plus should be on its own, then minus should be on its own. So y is equal to 2 plus root 3 or 2 minus root 3. So go over the videos again, get yourself familiarized with the steps, and try these assessment questions. So let's see the question right there. So just 2 of them. So make sure you go over the step and solve everything correctly. Thank you.